All right, 27 December, we're still in 2019, and I got a chance to come down here. I took Friday off, and I got Saturday, Sunday to play with this. But project for today and over the weekend is to go ahead and modify my rear cargo area right here. And the first thing I've got to do is I've actually got to get these bolts out right here. I don't know if that's going to be possible or not, so I've got them all cleaned out with a wire brush. And I'm going to let this stuff soak for about an hour. Sprayed on here this morning, and then try to get it off. And the reason I got to get the tailgate off today is because I'm trying to get this piece out right here. And this is basically the only piece of rust I have on here. Now you can see somebody's already welded something in here in a previous life. But my goal here is to get this spare tire well out and then weld myself a box all the way to this corner over here. And then right in front of this, probably about right here, I'm going to go out front with the stainless steel gas tank, which will be fabricated. That's basically my line right here, about 11.5 inches back. And then right in front of that, about 4 or 5 inches, is the actual rear axle, so I can't do anything there. But anyway, I had to cut this out anyway, so that's where I'm going to go ahead and do the modification. And the fine folks at Dan Chuck's will sell you this panel right here. I think this was like 90 bucks or something. So that's what's going to be welded in. But the way they did this the previous time, they didn't take these bolts off. They did it the cheapy way. So I'm going to try to take the whole thing off and then notch my panels the correct way. Anyway, stay tuned. Take care. Bye-bye. Here's my trick. A lot of heat. And really, I do this for like 5 or 6 minutes. And then, this is the other side I've done over here. This one I got cooking hot. Now obviously, don't try to catch a fire right here. What I do then is I cool it down with the oil and let that stuff just percolate and bubble up in there. And hopefully, it all works out. I'll do the same thing. I get to it from the bottom a little bit and just let those things bubble up in there and let it sit for a couple of hours, and then it should come out. It looks like they're Allen bolts. Anyway, that's the way I get bolts out. I'm sure everybody else has got their ways too. Hopefully the scrap works. So once this stuff's cooled down again, I'll show you one more little trick here. It involves just a regular old bolt. I call it a sacrificial bolt because you're going to throw it away on the end because you're going to screw up the threads. And a big giant hammer. And basically, after I've got the heat on it and I've got the penetrating oil on it, I'll just take this and set it down here like this and just shock it one time. To knock any rust or anything that's got that bolt holding up in there. Alright, lesson here is all 6 bolts are actually turning out super easy, including this one over here. This is the one that looked like it was going to be kind of a problem. Tap on it, and then look at that, sucker comes right out of there. And then the same thing with this first bolt right here. And everything is working out great. So a lot of heat, hammer on it a little bit, break the rust loose, and that's about it. Right here. I've always wondered why when these Nomad tailgates go down, whether it's a 55, 56, or 57, how come it's not laying flush? And obviously the reason for that is because this wire right here that holds it out, the retracting wire that runs all the way up to the front here, is not long enough. Now, hold on just a second. I'll put this thing down and show you where I think I can solve this problem. But I'm sure the fine folks at GM back in 1955, 56, and 57 had a reason for this. So here I pull the wire out now. See, it goes back and forth. It's on that retention spring. It looks like a big giant tape measure. And what it is, it goes in right here, and I'm literally short about 2 inches. Now, is that because if this thing gets any longer, it'll flip over on the bottom? Or if I make this thing a little bit longer right here, by having a company here just put an extra 2 inches in here, I think that actually might solve the problem. I'm not quite sure. But it's worth a try anyway, because now this entire level will be flat back here, and you can load a piece of plywood back here, or when you put the tailgate down, people can sit flush instead of having this thing at, basically it's at an angle about right here on all Nomads. Don't know why, but see if I can try to solve this problem. Anyway. Los! Weiter. Also bei mir ist er gut. So. Finger weg.
Der Schlüssel jetzt hier oben an, ne?
Ja. All right, I've got this pretty well set up right now. This is my last bead right here. So I'll just put this in right here and weld on the inside. All right, so here we go.
Yes, sorry, Bob.